Hey, what's going on, everyone? I wanted to give my thoughts on the Batman v Superman trailer, the second one. I like it a lot. It's really interesting, very intriguing. There's a lot to talk about, so I'm gonna get right into it. First of all, I like that this trailer gave away a lot more stuff with the story. The first one wasn't a trailer; it was more of a teaser. It was just basically focusing on Batman fighting Superman. But this is more of the dawn of justice part. Um, First, I'm happy that they showed Wonder Woman because I'm like, okay, she's gonna be in this movie. I would like to see something. And from what I'm seeing, I'm liking what they're doing with her. The action shots are pretty cool. We get to see her in her regular her more her battle costume, and I don't know who she's fighting, but it looks really interesting. She hit her bracelets together, and that was pretty awesome. So I mean, in this Wonder Woman is going to be more based off the New 52 Wonder Woman, where she's not made of clay, but she's Zeus's daughter, which is disappointing. But hopefully Snyder can make it at least enjoyable to watch and don't butcher the character to where it's just not Wonder Woman at all. But I'm glad they showed her. She looks pretty damn good. I'm liking what they're doing with her as far as the action shots. I wish we could have had some dialogue from her, but obviously it's a trailer. They don't want to give away too much. So there's that. Um Next I'll go on with Superman. The stuff with Superman looks really, really cool. Uh just a lot of comic book panels from different stories that Snyder took, like the court scene that Superman is in. That's exactly lifted from Superman Peace on Earth, where he's in that court scene. Like, just the thing I like about Zack Snyder is he can take comic book panels and he can actually put them on screen. Like, it just looks, almost exactly like the comic book panel from Peace on Earth, and I like that a lot. Um, I also like that, the part where Martha is talking to Clark, and he's in the Superman costume. She's like, you can be anything you want to in this world. You can be a hope to these people, be an angel to them, a god, or whatever, or you can be none of it at all. And I like that a lot because, and then she says, you don't owe this world everything. You don't owe this planet anything. You don't owe this world anything you never did. And I like that a lot because she's right. Superman doesn't owe us anything at all. He didn't have to save the planet in Man of Steel, but he chose to do it. And if they do it right, he will be Superman, and he will, own up to his mistakes and whatnot. And he will be a hero like he's supposed to be. So I'm really interested in that stuff. I just think the stuff with Superman is going to be really, really good, and they're going to develop that character really well in this film. They keep saying it's not a sequel, but obviously it is. Obviously, it is a sequel. They're taking everything that was wrong, everything, all the problems that people had with it. I still like the movie a lot. I've enjoyed it. Um, but they're taking the things that a lot of people complain about, the destruction, and supposedly Metropolis was all destroyed, which it wasn't, and Superman destroyed buildings, which he didn't. That was Zod and his superpowers and his terraforming machines. But I digress. Um, like I said, it looks really, really cool. What they're gonna do with Superman, I'm liking it a lot. So good on that. And I like the costume too. It's much more brighter. I like the symbol. Clark's hair is more like the traditional Superman. His hair is more slicker back, and Man of Steel is more wilder, I should say. But it looks really, really good. He just exudes Superman, so I'm looking forward to that. Um, what else? Oh, yeah. I want to talk about one thing concerning Superman. I also like that, when he was coming down to the White House, and you saw all these signs up in the background. The narrative is just great. You could tell Zach is taking a lot of stuff from Watchmen, his Watchmen film, and kind of improving upon it in here. There's a lot of stuff in here where people are holding up signs saying, God hates aliens. Obviously that's representing the religious extremist, um, and this planet belongs to us, and Superman is not American, and stuff like that you saw in the trailer. It's a very good narrative that I like that they're putting in this film. This is what I like about what DC is doing with their movies is that they're taking um, serious subject matter and they're putting it in here. And to me, that's great. I know some people are complaining, oh, DC movies are too serious and all that, but for me, it works out. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be some bright moments in here and happy moments. It's not going to be all super serious like you would expect from, say, Chris Nolan movie. And it should be a good balance of serious and intriguing moments, and a little bit of lighthearted and funny moments. So yeah, looking forward to the Superman stuff, like I said, and how he progresses as a character. Um, Now let's get on with Batman. Batman stuff looks interesting too. I really like the costume. Like the costume is so very Jim Lee, Frank Miller inspired, and I like that a lot. Like this is the comic book Batman visually. We finally get into gray and the black, and you can see the symbol. And some people were saying he can't turn his neck, but he can turn his neck just fine in the trailer. Because Zack Snyder said that when he was building the Batman suit, he wanted to make sure that Ben Affleck could move around perfectly in the costume. So it looks really good. But the Batman stuff looks interesting. We see Bruce running towards one of the buildings that Zod was destroying with his heat vision, and that was a really cool scene. I don't know who he's um obviously he has a building in Metropolis, and they said Metropolis and Gotham are supposed to be really close to each other in this DC verse, so that's interesting. And obviously, someone important to him was in that building. Some people are theorizing it was Jason in the building. Some people are theorizing it was somebody else close to him. But it looks interesting. I like that they're including that Bruce was in the city during the Kryptonian invasion. So I'm really intrigued as to how they're going to play that out in this film. There's also another sequence. Um, my camera keeps messing up. I don't know if it's the camera or what, but there's another sequence in here where Batman is fighting Superman's army. Now, some people are theorizing that that's supposed to be a dream sequence of Batman's fear of Superman taking over the world. And if that is true, it looks like something from Injustice: Gods Among Us. Where the evil Superman in that game had his Superman army where they had the symbols and the guns and all that. But that looks interesting. I wonder if that's going to be a dream sequence or if it's going to be included in the film. And we see these soldiers and stuff bowing before Superman. I'm hoping that that's more of a dream sequence and it's not Superman getting drunk on power, but it's intriguing. And I like it a lot. And Batman has like different like military armor on. Maybe he was trying to infiltrate and try to hide himself, but it looks really, really interesting. So I wonder what that's about. Uh, the Batmobile looks cool. He looks like he's got all his tech and his gadget, from the comics. And there's even like some Arkham Asylum slash City that verse stuff incorporated in here or inspired. But interesting trailer. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it works out for them. I think it's going to be a split movie like Man of Steel was because people are already complaining about certain things. Like I said, it's too dark and all of that, and it's taking itself too seriously. But for me, um, I'm very intrigued by it. It looks better. Like I said, it looks better than I thought it was going to look. I was a bit worried. I still am. I still have my worries. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex though was a little bit too he comes off as kind of corny. He reminds me of Gene Hackman's corny Lex Luthor from the Christopher Reeve movie, especially with the hair and stuff. But I mean, I'm not a big Lex Luthor fan, honestly. I like Lex as a Superman villain, but I prefer other Superman villains like Brainiac, Darkseid, and Zod over Lex any day. So I'm hoping that um there's going to be another big bad, and Lex is not the big overarching bad in this movie. hoping Doomsday or somebody else shows up, and Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman can team up to kick some ass as the Trinity. So it's gonna be very, very intriguing come 2016. I'm hoping that they release a Suicide Squad trailer too, because I'm looking forward to that. And that's really my thoughts. I think it looks really good. Some of the special effects are a bit spotty. They could use some improvement. Some of the stuff looks cropped, like it's unfinished. But hey, I'm willing to give my money to go see it. So that's my thoughts, and I'm out. Peace.